everybody, my name is Darkpro. I'm a Sonic Adventure 2 Battle Speedrunner, and today we're going to be having a look at Green Forest. Let's have a look at where we are. This is past the checkpoint, up on this loop that we typically skip, and we can see there in the background there's a tree that we frequently have to use springs and storage skip and all sorts of things to get at the side of. Then at the top we do our bungee skip to get to the next section of the stage, so over there somewhere. There's been a trick in tasks where you use some strange gravity to get on the side of that tree, wall run up the side of it, get to the top, and continue with the level. And like I said, that's previously thought to be tasks only, but a guy named It's Personal has been messing around with this skip and found out that, yeah, we can actually do this in single segment, and he's totally right, we can. Now, let's talk about wall runs. You might be familiar with the Final Rush wall run, which uses a bounce and a rail to get our gravity screwed up, and then we can continue on with the wall run. But we don't have either of those tools in our toolbox here. We don't have any rails, and there's no bounce bracelet here on Sonic on this time in the story. So we're going to need to be a little bit more clever. But what we do have here is a loop. So let's talk about loops for a second. In this game, loops are pretty much cinematic in nature, where you run part way up the side of them, and then the game takes control away from you. It just runs Sonic on his own and gives him some rules that don't usually apply, like it allows him to walk on walls and down slopes and inverted. It allows him to run inverted, which is, well, try that one with normal physics and see what happens. It doesn't go all that well. But with those special rules, we could potentially run on the side of walls. But the question is, how do we get the loop physics but not be in the loop? Well, it turns out we have something for that too. If you're familiar with the loop skip at the last part of this level, where we go through the backside of this green half pipe, you'll know that the backsides of these green half pipes are not solid. The undersides aren't either. So all we have to do is get into the back of the loop to get those physics, because we're allowed to clip through the backsides of the loop. We can just jump straight through them like they're not even there, even though the other sides, the ones that we're supposed to be on, are totally solid from our perspective. So if we can do that, if we can touch the backside of the loop and then get over the tree, we'll have loop physics, and the game will take us all the way where we need to go, as though the game will think the tree's a loop, even though it doesn't look like a loop at all. But that's not the easiest thing in the world. What we're going to have to do is, we're going to have to do a little spin dash jump off the back of that little ramp there, all the way over to about a third of the way up the side of the loop. Then I'm going to do a spin dash off the right side, mostly up, but just enough to the right that I fall off the right side of the loop wall. Then I'm going to quickly, in midair, I'm going to turn left, touch the back of the loop so I get the loop physics. The game will think I'm in a loop. Then I'm going to do a homing attack holding straight up on the control stick, and that will take me over, probably to the left side of that tree in front of us. And when I touch it, the game will think we're still in a loop, and it's going to take control away from me, but it'll run Sonic straight up the side of the tree to where we need to go. And I don't really have to do anything at all once we're there. And now once we get to the top, I'll jump off and continue with the level as normal. So let's give this a shot and see what I do. Again, to reiterate, I'm going to do a spin dash jump, homing attack cancel, just to get onto the loop. Once I get there, I'm going to stop. I'm going to do a spin dash, hold mostly up and a little bit right on the control stick, just enough to take me off the side of the loop. Quickly turn left, touch the back of the loop, quickly hold up on the control stick and homing attack. Not homing attack cancel, just normal homing attack. And hopefully, that'll take us where we need to go. So let's give this a shot. Hey, would you look at that? So I ended that a bit early, but you can see what happens. That takes us all the way up here, and from here you can do your favorite bungee skip or continue on with the level as you want. Now, as it turns out, I was sort of on a pretty good height level there, where I got the skip that I really wanted. Let me kill Sonic here, and I'll show you a little bit more about what makes this trick tick. Let me reiterate, this is not an easy skip. Be prepared to deal with a lot of failure. So let me proceed through the loop here and give you a closer look at what we did on that tree. So you'll notice that what I did was, there's a platform down there, below this one, and I hit the tree just slightly above it, and then it just started running me all the way at the tree, completely out of my control. Once I got to the top, I jumped off the tree and just got to where I was supposed to go. Now once I hit the back side of that loop, the gravity made it so I could get all the way over to this tree, and I sort of held left. While you're midair, you can still control Sonic, and while you're still learning this trick, you're going to want to go to the left as far as you can go. If you go too far to the left, he won't latch onto the tree, but if you end up where I did, you're going to want to go left. Sometimes you may not have the most height that you want, and you're going to have to just do your best to hit the tree while you still have control, because once you touch it, you're going to lose control of Sonic, and he's just going to go about this however he feels like. So there's sort of a zone off to the left there. I'll do a homing attack and sort of show you the zone that you want to be in. So right about here is where you want to hit the tree if possible. To the left is okay, to the right is okay as long as you don't get stuck on any platforms. Once you get the wall run going, you're going to proceed up the tree just running. Sonic does it all on its own. You won't really have any control other than to just hold up and keep him doing it. And you saw all that happened was he just ran up, and then at some point it jumped off. And I'll show you what the point to jump off is. Right when you see these platforms that I'm standing on right now, you'll see it from a strange side. You'll see it from this angle. You're going to want to jump off and go to the left side, and that will take you up here. You can jump off later if you want to. That'll give you more height and give you more safety. If your jump is too early, you'll land right about here. And that's, you can definitely get up there. All you have to do is jump and he'll grab the edge and hoist himself up, but obviously that's not very fast. So if you can, jump late and get up on the side here, where you can just proceed to do your favorite bungee skip or continue on with the level as you prefer. So one thing that's kind of important, if I can take another death here, is that you want to get far enough up the loop where the camera doesn't turn around on you. If I'm really low in the loop, the camera turns around on you like it's supposed to. And you can save yourself if it goes wrong, because the camera's going to stay like this, though. And that's what you don't want. So if I were to go back through the loop, you'll notice something interesting. The camera doesn't reset. So I can't get a good camera angle here anymore. It's just going to stay here. That's pretty much why if you don't take a death and you do save yourself, you pretty much have to go on with the rest of the level. Don't bother going for it again unless you're really confident that you can make it, because it's going to be really, really awkward. So the camera here, like this, it's going to stick like that. And if it does turn to that mode and stays far away from the loop, it means you haven't landed far enough up the side of the loop. That's what that means. So you're going to want to go a little bit farther up the side of the loop to where it doesn't do that anymore. And try to stay to the left if possible while you're in the air. That'll really help you out. Once again, if I can take another death, I kind of want to show you another nuance here that will help you out if you're really working on learning this. So I can saunter up here without falling off the side. You'll see that this loop, once it starts, it's got sort of a brown edge on the right side and a green on the left side. You want to land as close to the right side as you can. Now I will warn you, the right side of this, the brown part, is actually not solid. You'll fall right through it. But you want to get as close to the right side edge as you can so that you don't have to hold so much right. The more right you have to hold on the skip, the harder it's going to be to turn Sonic to the left with enough speed and height that you get this trick to go off right. So you want to be as far to the right as possible when you land on this portion of the loop to do your spin dash to the back side of it. But you don't want to go too far right or you'll fall straight through the right side of the loop, and obviously that's not good either. This trick works better if you make it easy for yourself. Now that spin dash homing attack cancel there, that's not easy. If you haven't fooled around with, for example, Pyramid Cave gravity bounce at the very end, you're going to be in trouble, because there you have to deal with landing on a tight spot, and this is even tighter than that. It's not at all easy. So be prepared to have to practice with this a lot. A lot. That's just one portion of it. So I wanted to also take a look at the side of the tree there. You can see that there's a platform on the lowest part on the right side. Normally when you first start getting the skip, you'll land under the top portion of that bottom platform on the very leftmost side of the tree. That's okay. That's perfectly alright. In fact, that's probably the easiest way to go about it. It's not the fastest, but it's the easiest. So if your height is marginal and it didn't get the trick quite great, do aim for that spot that's between the right side of the loop here, that tree, and the lowest part of the platform, that left side wall, because that will take you straight at the top with no drama. If you get a really good gravity out of it, you can land actually above that platform. Now what you don't want to do is, if that happens, you'll be off to the right, and that second platform up, the one where this loop connects to, you may get stuck on that. If you do, you're kind of out of luck. So you want to make sure, if your gravity sends you off to the right, that you miss that platform. It's very important that you miss that, because if you get stuck on it, the only way to get out of it is by doing a spin dash and praying. But chances are you're either going to end up in the water, or you're going to have to go down to the bottom platform and just take the spring, unfortunately, like a normal person. And that's not fun. So the best, easiest way to do this, if you're still learning, is to go to the left, because that will take you where you need to go with no drama. One last thing, when you're doing the skip, if you hear Sonic's feet click in the middle of the tree or at the lower portion, it means you're probably going to fall off the tree because the loop effect is kind of not working the way it's supposed to, or because Sonic's feet don't touch the wall enough, or something to that effect. I haven't traced exactly what it is, but if you hear Sonic's feet clip on the wall, and you hear a clicking sound like he's just landed on something, it means you're about to fall off. My advice to you, if that happens, bail out. Jump off the tree, hit the nearest spring. Because if you fall off, you won't have a homing attack to save you. You'll just have whatever you've got, and it's not easy with the camera to do that, to save yourself, believe me. So your best bet if that happens, bail out, jump off, take the height that you've got, and continue on with the level as normal. But that is a basic overview of what makes this very difficult Green Forest skip work. Good luck playing with it, have fun, and remember, keep it fun all the time. Have a nice day, evening, morning, wherever you are.